In boxing, the fighter-trainer combo is an important one. It's an individual sport, sure, but it does take a team in order to find success inside the ring. And for one local rising star in the sport, it's part of the family business. KTSM 9's Sam Guzman joins us in the studio for tonight's special report. Hey there, Sam.
Hey Andy, usually when it comes to boxer and trainer family duos, we usually see a lot of father and son ones, but this time around I bring you the story of a family duo that you don't see very often in the sport. It's a special report you'll only see here online.
Boxing is just it's a lonely sport. It's one of the loneliest sports you can be in, and as me at 20 years old, I learned a lot from it.
The sport of boxing is one that is ingrained into the blood of the Trevino family. The origin of Daniel's passion for it started right at home with his father.
I've always liked boxing because of the fights on Saturday nights at home, and he always was there watching the fight. So then we got a boxing bag in our garage. In 2009, we had one bag and it would rattle the whole house, and he just started training.
At the time I was 12 years old, and I saw a lot of kids hitting the bag and stuff like that, and I'm like, maybe I should try that. That's what got me in, 8 years later, and here I am making my pro debut.
Another Trevino will be in Daniel's corner for his pro debut, his older brother, Luis. The 22-year-old takes on the role of head trainer and is in charge of getting Daniel fight ready. His path into becoming a boxing trainer was one he picked up from his father in a way nobody saw coming after transitioning the family's boxing gym to another location in 2014.
We left the garage, and then we went to his little place, and a friend told me, I have a little hole in the wall out there, in East El Paso, and we went in there, and I had a bad accident and I fell, and I had an accident. I had a compound fracture to my femur, my arms.
After that injury of my dad, he couldn't walk for about a year. The business was still going on though, so I had to take over.
When he saw me hurt, well, he picked up the torch and went along with it, and as you can see, he's a young man now, and he's one of the good coaches, man.
From that point on, Luis looked to learn as much as he could as his motivation to become a great trainer intensified throughout the years.
Starting at the age of 14, I had to really study because there was a lot of competition in El Paso, to where I would go to competitions and I'm the youngest coach out there. I had to really look at a lot of people. I had to ask a lot of questions. That's one thing my dad's taught me. Ask a lot of questions and always be humble. And I think that's where I am right now.
Luis and Daniel now look to start their journey into the pro boxing world. Regardless of what lies ahead, the experience is one both brothers are grateful for.
Me and my brother, we get each other. We're very comfortable with each other, and it's something that you don't see.
This relationship between us has gotten really big, really stronger, and it's going to be something very special, and I take that to heart a lot.
It's just special to see both of them work together. Very special, man, and that's probably been the highlight of everything. Win or lose, train or not, the highlight is seeing both of them train.
Well, Andy, you can catch Luis and Daniel in action May 21st. That's the day of their pro debut, so really exciting story for me to get on.
It's a great story. Not to mention you have Fernie Garcia just made his debut, right, in the UFC. Didn't go the way that he planned, but still a rising star. Now you got this family in boxing here in El Paso.
Yeah, I think El Paso, it's fair enough to say El Paso's putting out some good combat sports figures.
No doubt about that.